Let's see. Should I or should I not do a spoiler warning? I mean, I should definitely do a spoiler warning for the comic, for the Captain America comic, because that's fairly new. They're like 2 issues in. People are busy. They probably didn't read that yet. But the movie, like Captain America Civil War, I'm sure I should do a spoiler warning for that. But that movie's been out for so long. Like, anyone who hasn't seen that movie probably doesn't care and doesn't want to see it. Or it's probably already been spoiled for them. Spoilers all over the damn place. The practically showed the entire movie in the freaking previews, probably. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh, should I? Oh. Okay, so there's definitely spoilers for the Captain America comic. I know that. At least it's what I would consider a spoiler. I mean, I don't read the comic, but I know what's going on with it just from people talking about it. And I feel like that's a pretty huge spoiler going on. So, but damn, now am I kind of ruining it by saying that there's a spoiler in the comic because now they're expecting something big? Like, oh god, oh my god, what do I do? But the movie, I'm still stuck on if I should do it for the movie. Should I? Oh.
Give me a pencil, some paper, some markers and erasers. I guess it doesn't really matter cause it's just another bad art. Bad art.
Yells and wells, bells and gels to another episode of Bad Art, a series of videos where I draw stuff and talk about stuff. And today I am going to be talking about Captain America. As the title suggests, I am starting to dislike the character Captain America. So before, the Captain America loyalists start attacking me, let me just explain. I wasn't always a Captain America fan. I just recently became one. I would say probably around the time of the first Avenger was when I started liking him. Before that, I didn't even know the origins of him until maybe a little before the first Iron Man movie came out. Because before that, I just figured Captain America was some scrawny dude that got injected with superhero serum or super soldier serum and became bulky and stuff and became Captain America, right? Like, that was what I thought. It wasn't until I read the Ultimates, which was when Marvel did that whole Ultimates imprint or Ultimates line of comics where they kind of remixed a couple of people's origin stories and their characters. So like, for instance, with Iron Man, Tony Stark was like born with some kind of like condition with his skin where it was like he was always in pain, and they had to make like some kind of like armor it was kind of like him rubbing sunscreen all over his body, but it was like a special armor, and it kept him alive. It protected him. It made him like not feel any pain and stuff. It was like keeping him alive, and then that kind of like inspired him to make his Iron Man suit. So like they had did that with some characters, and it was at that point where I read the Ultimates and Captain America's origin was explained, and that was where they were like, he's a man out of time, like he's from a different time period, and he got the super soldier serum to like get him strong and everything because his body was so frail, and he ended up getting frozen in the block of ice and was thawed out in modern day. I thought that was just a story that they kind of like remixed in the Ultimate universe, and I liked it. I thought that was actually cool that he was a man out of time, like he was walking around Brooklyn, looking at the tall buildings and all the people walking around with cell phones and stuff and taking pictures and selfies and all that and being weirded out by it, right? So when I did research on the character, I found out that is his story. Is that was always like his origin story, was being a man out of time. So that was where I started to respect him as a character. Not like him, not be a fan of him, but just like knowing that I respected him. Because before that, I just couldn't take the man seriously. I don't know why, with all the weird costumes that superheroes wear and stuff and the odd weapons that they use. For some reason, I drew the line with Captain America and, running around in the freaking American flag for an outfit and shooting the shield at people. So, that was how I used to feel, but I started to respect him. So when they did the first Avenger, that was when I started to like him. I like the way he was portrayed. I like the way he is portrayed in the Captain America movies. The recent ones, not the real old one like back in the day. There was like a Captain America movie that they made back in the day where that was kind of corny, but with the new ones like with Chris Evans, I like those. I like the way his character is portrayed. Even though I will say, as a side note, Chris Evans does a good job as Captain America, but I still think that they could have got someone else to just play that part. I still think of Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. No matter how good he does as Captain America, I just can't shake the idea that he is Johnny Storm. He was perfect. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that's like my whole thing with Cap, right? So the reason why I'm starting to dislike him is just the way he is continuing to be portrayed in games and movies. So it all started in this little game that I play. It's on the cell phone. It's for mobile phones and shit. It's called Avengers Academy. It's basically a city building game where you build up a school and you recruit Marvel characters into the school and you train them to become the superheroes that they're more known as. So you start out with Tony Stark, but then you eventually level him up to be Iron Man. So in this game, they do events. They had recently did an event like to help promote the Civil War movie. They did a Civil War event in the game. And in that game, the Civil War was between Iron Man and Captain America in trying to defend the school from a Hydra invasion because the school was getting invaded by Hydra thugs. So Tony wanted to build robots to help defend the school so he wouldn't have to risk anyone's lives or, and anyone getting hurt to protect the school, right? And Cap came and he was like, no, like, that's a dumb idea. Like, we don't need robots to help protect the school. We need actual people. We need soldiers. So Cap wanted to recruit SHIELD operatives and train them to fight the Hydra thugs. So Tony and Cap just started going at each other, right? So not even a couple missions in, Cap is talking to Wasp because she had joined Cap's side. So he's talking to her and she's like, yeah, we're not getting any recruits right now. It's taking a little longer than expected. So, I don't know how we're going to defend the school. So Cap is like, oh man, like we gotta do some promotion or whatever like that to get some recruits. Go tell Tony to hurry up with his robots so we can defend the school until we get people recruited, right? So right there, I'm just like, what the hell, dude? Like you just said using robots to defend the school was stupid. Now you're telling Tony to hurry up with the robots to help defend the school. It's like, why are you guys even fighting right now? Just work together to defend the school, okay? So that right there was like strike one for me. It was like the first offense where I'm just like, what the hell, Cap? And then the next thing that bothered me was that, so while I'm playing the game, you're sending everybody to do quests. And everybody's doing quests like going out on missions to rescue people. They're developing new gadgets and weapons in like their labs and everything. They're saving people from Hydra because there's like people who were captured by Hydra. So you got to go save them and recruit them to school. Like everybody's contributing to trying to get through this Hydra invasion, right? Everyone but Cap. Usually Cap spent most of the time dancing in the club, like doing the Charleston for 8 hours. So, and if he wasn't doing that, he was playing pool for 4 hours. There would be some stuff mixed in where he would probably like hit the punching bag for like maybe 15 minutes or something like that. But for the most part, throughout that event, he was doing the Charleston and playing pool. Meanwhile, everybody else is like fighting and trying to defend the school and stuff and working. And this dude's in the club and at the pool table, So like right there was where it first started, where I was just like, dude, Cap, you're really letting me down right now. Like, just, you're so much better in the movies. Like, why are you doing this to me, right? So then the Civil War movie comes out, and I go watch that. I love the movie. I thought it was great. I had a couple little nitpicky things that got to me, but, what movie doesn't do that for you. You know what I mean? But like the one thing that got to me about that movie was that I just thought Captain America came across as being a selfish hypocrite. All right. He was selfish. I believe he was selfish because you're basically having your friends risk their lives and their careers to help your buddy. I know Bucky is your BFF. I know that's your boy from back in the day. Like that's your last connection to that time period and stuff in the modern day. So like that's the only true person you can really interact with and stuff and have a bond with, like a true bond. I get it. But I'm sorry to say your buddy is flawed. He's a walking liability. And it's even worse when you're chasing after a man who has the tool to turn your friend against you. Like a certain set of words said to Bucky can turn him against you like that. So I just felt like it was kind of selfish to have his friends risk their lives and their careers to help him do that. Even though I'm sure like they would have did it regardless, but still it's like Cap should have had enough sense to just be like, no guys, like sit this out. Like I don't want you doing this, like chill, you know, and just run off and do his own thing like he was doing. But no, he didn't do that. So like there was that, and then the hypocritical part that I didn't like was his main reason for not wanting to do the whole Sokovia Accord thing was that he didn't want the government or whatever or the UN to control them, to like send them off on missions and maybe not give them the full details, you know, because people have their own agendas and, you know, they keep secrets and everything like that. And he didn't want that. But you turn around and you're keeping a secret from your boy Tony about his parents getting killed. It's like, and Tony even he eventually got to the bottom of the mystery on his own and was like, yeah, like your boy Bucky's being set up. Like, let me help you guys out. And he still refused to tell him. And he even said like, he's like, yeah, I guess I was being a little selfish and not telling you the truth about your parents. I was just scared to do it because I pretty much knew how you would react and everything like that. But it's like, how are you going to sit up here and say that you don't want to sign something because you don't want people to keep secrets from you and everything, and you want to be addressed on the matter, like the true matter of why you're doing something, but then you turn around and do the exact same thing that you're against? So I just felt like by the end of that movie, I just really it just started picking at my brain where I was like, I'm really starting to dislike Captain America now. And that sucks because I was liking him for a good minute, but now it's just all getting thrown out the window, you know? And now like the end of the movie is here. Now it's post Civil War, and I'm sure we can all put two and two together that they're going to help defend the Earth. Like him and his renegade Avengers are going to help Tony's legit Avengers defend the Earth from Thanos. And in the aftermath of that, I'm sure like they'll be granted some kind of amnesty where they're just like, all right, guys, all the laws that you broke and everything, like, we'll just turn the other cheek and we'll act like it never happened. Like, you guys are good now. And the only thing I need to try and figure out is, are they going to go back to being like legit Avengers where they're their own organization, or are they going to all just be under like the UN like they wanted to in the Civil War, like the UN wanted, or what? Like, I don't know. And then at first I was saying that he was going to link up with Nick Fury and his Renegade SHIELD operatives, but then at that point, you're just making SHIELD again. So if it came to that, that makes all the events in the Winter Soldier where they shut SHIELD down, like all that happened for nothing. You know, you did all that just to have SHIELD rebuilt again. Like that was what Nick Fury wanted when they were trying to get rid of like the Hydra agents inside of SHIELD. Like he was like, all right, like let's take care of this problem with Hydra inside of SHIELD. And then like we'll slowly just rebuild everything back and get it back to the way it should be. And Cap's like, no, like shut it all down because you guys are keeping secrets and building weapons on the low and everything like that. So screw it. Like it's all getting shut down. And I just feel like at the end of the day, it's just going to get back to them having SHIELD again. And it's just like, okay, so you guys just went through this whole ordeal for nothing. So I don't know, man. I just feel like he's being selfish. He's being reckless. He's definitely being reckless. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know what happens from there. Can't figure it out. The last time I tried to hypothesized what was going to happen at the end of a Marvel movie, it was completely wrong. And you can look back in the archives and go look at the Spider-Man video where I thought that Spider-Man was going to be at the end of Age of Ultron, and that whole thing just went in a complete opposite direction. I was completely wrong. So, I don't know what's going on now. So, yeah. Then and so like that was the whole thing. So we'll just slide this right into the art section. Let's just get to the art. That's pretty much what inspired this whole picture. With Iron Man standing over Captain America and everything, is just because I was starting to question my fondness for Captain America. Just because he was starting to let me down. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have Tony beat the shit out of Captain America like he should have in the movie. Without Bucky interfering. I was originally just gonna have Cap like reaching up, begging for his life, with Tony standing over him. But I showed him a little bit of respect because I haven't really crossed the line in saying that I hate Captain America or that I dislike him. I'm just starting to question him, So I gave him a fighting chance. I have it where you can I hope you can tell that he's shooting his shield and trying to hit Tony to get like one last hit to get him off of him. So I gave him a fighting chance at least, okay? Captain America loyalist. But at the end of the day, I'm Team Tony, so I had to have Tony like standing triumphant over him, but still wary of that shield bearing down on him, right? So yeah. And then, the thing that kind of like set me in motion with this picture too was I guess there's some shit going down in a Captain America comic. I don't read the Captain America comics, but I have heard some stuff, and I guess he's like a Hydra agent now, like, and that he was always a Hydra agent from day one, like when he first became a super soldier or something. But I guess it got debunked in the latest issue of it. They've only got like 2 issues, but in the first issue, I heard people talking about how they said that he was an undercover Hydra agent, but I guess in the second issue, they're saying that he was like brainwashed to thinking that or something. So I don't know. I can't go too much into what's going on with the comics, but it just feeds into like me questioning Captain America and his motives and, as a character and stuff. So, but yeah, man. The other thing, if you've noticed in this picture, you probably noticed it in the last bad art video, starting to get a little bit more detailed with my drawings now. That was one of the reasons why I'm so like slacking with the bad art this year with the videos, because I'm trying to get a little bit more detail into my pictures. I'm working on a video right now where I kind of just look back on last year's art and talking about that. And it just seemed really flat to me. Like I draw the pictures, I ink them, and I just give them like a base color and just call it a day. And so they were looking really flat. So I just been like working on like lighting and stuff like that with different markers and everything, because I'm still pretty novice with the markers. But I really like the way this picture came out. Like it really, like the lighting and the highlights and stuff, it really makes the picture pop. I'm really proud of it. So I feel like it's the best drawing or best art piece I've done this year, and I want to continue to evolve and grow from that. So yeah. But that's gonna be about it, man. You guys let me know what you think. Like, I'm not trying to cause any drama. I'm not trying to get a rise out of anybody. I'm just voicing my opinion here, like as usual, we can have a discussion. You can hit me up on Twitter at the Chewels. You can, where else can you hit me up? You can hit me up on Instagram at ChewVision. You can email me at chewels85@gmail.com. And, yeah, and we can talk about this a little more. You can leave some comments on the video below. Just let me know what you think. Maybe you can kind of help me see things a little more clearly with the Captain America character. But until then, I'm a little shaky at the moment, so maybe you guys can upsell me on getting back on the train with Cap. I mean, you should never say never, but I'll never like Cap more than I like Iron Man. And I'm definitely never gonna like him more than I love Spider-Man. But still, I can still have some shred of respect for the character. So you guys know what to do. So until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody is safe out there with the fireworks and all that. And I'll see you on the next one. That was bad, but it could have been worse. And I'm out.